Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Amber Campbell. I'm an author and a freelance editor. I write petty, heartfelt poetry for the modern woman, and my fourth poetry collection, The Woman I Hold Dear, comes out in 3 days. So, I saw Emma Bennett doing this tag, and she said to go ahead and tag ourselves, so I am doing that. Today we are doing the authors not writing tag. I really hope I said that right. This is a new camera angle, and I'm not sure if I like it. I think I'm way too far away, so I may be a lot closer in editing. We'll see how that is. But let's go ahead and dive right into it, okay, guys? Oh, this is Chili over here. I have the baby over here. She's looking out the window. She's good. Question 1. Do you have a day job? So, not anymore. I'm honestly considering doing a deep dive into this because there's a lot of tea to unpack, if you will, but not for right now. So no, I am a freelance editor, as I mentioned, and so I offer my services on Fiverr, but I have also worked with clients off the platform over on LinkedIn and Instagram. So I work with authors who write young adult and middle grade manuscripts. I help them with beta reading, copy editing, manuscript evaluations, and query letter assistance, whether it's reviewing, writing, whatever that may be. But currently, that is the only job I have, is freelance editing. I wish I could say that my books, are a job, which they are, but I am not making enough money. Right now my goal is to just make 1 sale a month, because we have done that since July, I believe, and we have not been that consistent in the entire year and a half, almost 2 years I've been publishing. So, there's question 1. Question 2 is, are you a reader? Yes. I feel like you can't be a writer without being a reader. For me, especially poetry, obviously that's what I'm publishing, so that's what I'm reading a lot of, but I also love young adult, hence why I work with young adult authors, but I really love mysteries, whether they're young adult or aimed at adults, and then I do love select nonfiction. I love writing craft books and business books, and then from there, like right now I'm reading a lot of gardening books because I'm trying to get into that. I bought a farmer's almanac for 2025, so my nonfiction changes fluidly as I grow, if you will, but definitely poetry, YA, and mysteries are top 3 for sure. Question 3. What are your other hobbies? I love video games. I am currently playing a bunch of cozy games. Stardew Valley, I played on and off for a very long time. I also am very excited for Luz Lagoon, which is coming out, I think, very, very soon. I really hope it does. And I am kind of stopped playing Luma's Island, but I played that for about a month or 2. I just need to go back into it because now I'm on the end game stuff, so it takes a little bit more effort to do it. And I also love the old school Nintendo games, so a lot of Pokemon, a lot of Mario. I also watch a lot of YouTube Let's Plays, to no one's surprise, and I watch pretty much cozy gamers and scary games because I cannot play scary games because I'm too scared to play them. And as I mentioned, I'm really getting into gardening, and I'm also getting back into just casual strolling. So my bestie and I, every weekend, we used to go to a nearby park, and we'd walk like 3 miles, and I'm trying to get back into it. Definitely 1 day a week for sure, but I'd love to do it like 2 or 3 days a week because I always have a better day when I've started my day with just like an hour plus long walk, basically. Question 4. Tea or coffee? Both. I have coffee every single morning, but I am also a southern girl, so black tea is always my go-to for the afternoon. I don't need it to be sweet. Honestly, coffee, it's just milk, and then for my tea, it's usually unsweetened as well, but I do love some sweet tea, and I usually mix like the sweet tea with the unsweet tea, just kind of to tamper it out a little bit, but definitely both, always both. Question 5, what are you passionate about? So books and writing, I think, is another understood one, and they have been for a long time. I did go through a bit of a break, I guess. It was about 6.5 years where I wasn't writing, I wasn't reading. I had gone through a really bad breakup and then changed jobs, and it was like pretty much every major life event that could have happened to me in the span of like a year or 2, and so it just took me a long time to get back off to it. And then it kind of felt like I kept falling into these things until finally it was in 2022 when I decided, nope, we're going to get back into writing, we're going to get back into reading, and 2023 when I published my first poetry collection, and I've been steadily doing more to promote it, whether it's freelance editing or, not promote, I shouldn't say that, but pursuing it, whether it's freelance editing or doing YouTube or uploading to Instagram, and my hair is, I don't know what it's doing, I don't like it today, but, so I'll just be fixing it the entire time. But definitely books and writing in general, but also I want to help other writers pursue their dreams, and I realized how much I love doing this when I interned for a literary agency many moons ago. But I realized I would rather been a lit agent than a house editor, because I get to just basically be a cheerleader for all these authors whose books I fell in love with. Question 6, we're on 6. Do you have any pets? Yes. So, there's a turtle. Chili. There he is. He is a golden thread turtle. He is, oh my gosh, how old is he? He'll be 3 this year, I think. We think he was a year old when we got him. I also have the baby over here. I'll probably put a clip of her up here. And then we have another dog. And then we have a single fish. We bought 7. He is lone survivor, so we are going to get him more friends. Oh, and there's a snail in this tank somewhere. I don't know where he is, but he was about this big when we got him. He is now this big. He is huge. Like, I'm talking like the kind of snail size people would probably eat. That big. But he's in there. He never got a name because every time we get snails, the turtle would eat him. So we stopped, we didn't name him. Well, now he's lived, but he's lived for like 6 months, and he still doesn't have a name. Poor guy, he's okay. Question 7, what was your dream job as a child? So from the age of 10, I knew I wanted to be an author, and I started out writing fan fiction for, if anybody is my age, you may remember Julie of the Wolves by Jean Craighead George. That was the first story I wrote, was a little like 2-page fan fiction short story for the Texas Standardized Test back in 4th grade. But before that, I wanted to be either an astronomer or a veterinarian. Probably good I didn't do those because I suck at math, so astronomy's out, and I can't stand the sight of, internal body parts. So yeah, neither one of those will work. Question 8. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? So I really want to visit the Netherlands. I don't know if I'd want to live there just yet. The problem is, it is more expensive to live there than here, and I am already on like the lower bracket because of where we live. It's very affordable. So I don't know if I could comfortably live there, but I have always wanted to live in Asia for sure, specifically India or Japan. India, my best friend's Indian, and so I have just been immersed in the culture from a very young age, and so I just love everything about it. And then Japan, of course, I'm a nerd, so I love everything about Japan, but the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, it's probably not the best place to live, because they're going through a very large housing crisis, even worse than we are here. So, but Netherlands right now is currently at the top of my list. Question 9. Do you speak any foreign languages? Okay, so no, that's what it is, no. I took French for 5 years, and I cannot speak it, but if you ask me to say something in a language that's not English, it's always going to have a French accent now. I can't delete that from my mouth. I grew up in Texas, so I can read a lot of Spanish, even if I can't speak it, or if someone speaks it to me, I probably can't catch it. But if I'm reading it, odds are I can translate like 50 to 80% of it, just because I'm so accustomed to seeing the words everywhere. And then I am on again, off again, learning Dutch, again, wanting to go to the Netherlands. And so I'm doing really well with Dutch. It's basically if English and German had a baby. Not that I know German, but German is extremely difficult to learn. I say that as an English speaker. And so that I'm like, this way I feel like it's like easier German in a way, because it's like I can recognize some words, like, yep, I see it's not from English, but these words probably are, or something similar, so it's a little bit easier for me to learn than just like French or Spanish was. And finally, question 10, what music would we find in your collection? It's a lot. I am a Taylor Swift girl. I am an Ed Sheeran girl. I am also a Hinder fan. For anyone old enough to remember who they are, and we're not just talking about Lips of an Angel, okay? We're talking the whole catalog of Hinder. Daughtry, early 2000s anything, let's be honest. I'm a 90s girl, so it's 90s country, 2000s rock music. I don't know what it is. Whatever Hinder and Daughtry would be called, that's who I would listen to. It switches, so some of my pieces are more of like the lyrical Swift and Ed Sheeran, so think like their slower songs, like Tortured Poets Department, that kind of thing. And then it just goes to the angsty teen to 20-year-old feelings of like Hinder. There's a lot of Creed, I would say. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the names of all these bands. Literally, like, they're like, I listened to them like 2 days ago when I was driving around over the weekend. But yeah, those are early 2000s bands. That's where it's at. I do like Nickelback. I am that person. You know, don't come for me. I love Nickelback. But it's basically everything, essentially. It is just a myriad of all the music that I grew up on as a child and a teen. And now, I really love, someone said this about Taylor Swift, where if you're close to her age, you're growing up with her, because a lot of, like, the Gen Alpha, for instance, can't relate to anything on Tortured Poets Department, but they'll jam out to Speak Now, which makes sense, because I was jamming out to Speak Now when I was a teen. So I like that she's grown with her music, and it's not just the same type of music and lyrics over and over. So I would say my poetry is kind of similar. You can tell the age difference from just the ones to The Woman I Hold Dear. There's one to the fourth collection. So I think the music also would coincide with that. But this has been really, really fun. The same thing that Emma did. If you see this and you want to take part, go ahead. I'll have the questions down in the description, so you can just go ahead and copy and paste them, so you can read them off while you do this. This was really fun, and I should be writing, but also I should be working on editing clients, which is what I'm going to do as soon as I finish this up. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please participate. Link your videos down below, and then we can also share them to Emma, and she's got a whole playlist going on over on her channel. And yeah, I will see you guys this Friday for the release of my 4th poetry collection, The Woman I Hold Dear. Bye.
Let's go. I got big dreams, I'ma do big things. Yeah, you see me on the big screen looking so clean. I don't move slow, I move fast right past anybody taking life for granted, yeah, that's too bad. I be